Well, welcome and thanks for listening and coming in today. This is really good. I'm very excited about this. It's called, and I've labelled it, is your Joyometer revved up or is it still idling? Let's redline these Joyometers that we have within us. I mean, there's so much going on in the businesses, in life, the environments, the economies. It's not going to stop, true? I mean, throughout your life, I'm sure you'll have times where you sail along and everything's fine and you can sing that song, but it's a person that can still sing the song when everything goes dead wrong. Why? Because it affects you, it affects your health, it affects your business, it affects your family, and affects your people that work for you. So my opinion is that joy is a true reality of who you are. It's our nature. You can't imagine anything having been built for it to fail and to run out and be depressed and, feeling horrible. That just doesn't make any sense at all. And I do have a faith that I was built as a part of joy, and that is a strong part to hold on to, that joy actually lifts up your body, it lifts up your health, it lifts up your mind, it lifts up the people around you, it influences in people in such an amazing way. Joy is needed. It's an influencer. As a leader, you will infect your people and your families. You'll infect everyone around you. If you keep your mind on other people and what it means to them, it's much easier to stay in the place of joy. So imagine a joy-filled workplace where people come to have fun. They may even move away from what they're experiencing at home or outside of the business to have that fun and find it a place where they can enjoy things together and they get things done together and there's a bit of fun and laughter in amongst the whole lot. It lifts up people, it lifts up efficiencies, it lifts up profits, and it feels good. Look up the stats. It's evidenced what joy does. Laughter is medicine. It brings all the good endorphins and aerates the blood. It brings down the stress levels, and stress is a killer, as we all know, and it makes for hard decisions. It keeps us out from stepping forward into places that we might be a little bit fearful about. But I'd like to share a few points about joy. I hope you are really inspired by these points and just to the point where you decide that joy is going to become your choice. So joy is a mindset. This is a point. Joy is a mindset. My life got changed about 20 years ago, and it took 3 eagle experiences to wake me up, one after the other, to the point where I realised, it was my choice whether I stayed depressed. It was my choice how I thought. The change didn't come straight away, but the knowledge, the wisdom to change that thinking did come. And in that changing of the understanding, the desire to change the thoughts, so did the better thoughts come. And as the better thoughts come, so did the joy. So joy is a mindset. It's a choice. It's not the circumstances that the problem exists. It's not really the circumstance where the problem is. It's more the thinking about the problem. If you were okay with a broken leg, then it wouldn't be such a problem. Even in the case of, someone passing away or, a serious illness, and I'm not saying to be, ridiculously joyful around that circumstance, but an aspect of joy is calm. There can be a calm delight in the opportunity that's ahead, the prospect, the optimism of how you're going to help someone else by staying up when things are down around you. What's that going to mean to the other people as they see that you can stay up in the state where it's more beneficial for you and the other people around you? What's that going to mean to them? So is there any hope? Is there any optimism? Is there any way of bringing about a calm delight or a joy? Not a nutcase experience, but just a realistic joy about that circumstance. That's a question I ask myself all the time. I mean, here's a circumstance that's happening right now, and I look at it and I say, well, okay, so it feels terrible to be in that circumstance, but what is the terribleness? The terribleness is really about how I'm thinking about that circumstance. And as a director or an organisational CEO or a manager in a warehouse, it's the same for every one of us. What we think is what we become. So your joy is not all about you. This is point 2. It's not all about you. So why is that? Well, you may be the leader And how you give joy is going to be seen by everyone else. It's going to be in the face of business challenges. It's going to be in the face of people challenges in the business. And it will infect your workers and colleagues and family. So it's not about you. The joy is really a decision, a mindset decision to think, well, okay, so this is happening, but in this circumstance, as I get through it, my perseverance will increase, and that's a good thing. People will see that. That's a really good thing. And I decide that I want to feel joyful rather than fearful. Can I do that? Yes, I can. So as we talk to ourselves, we can believe that it's possible. It's actually possible to move into the state of joy, and that will lift up the business. I've got a story here that I'd like to share with you. It's from a guy named Carmen. I picked it up out of Forbes, and it's a story about a fellow that came into his business. He had a picture framing business, and it was going down. It was really going down, but so was he. He really didn't want to be there. Sales had dropped, I think, 20, 30%, people leaving, all this sort of thing. And this is his story. When I looked in the mirror, I didn't know who I'd become. And that's what Tony Gurry told himself after 12 years of working in the family business. So Tony's father, John, started Toronto's Roma Moulding in 1984 and had built the family-owned company into North America's premier manufacturer of handcrafted custom picture frames. The company thrived through several economic downturns, but 2008 was different. He remembers the day he returned from vacation and saw the startling financial numbers. Sales had plummeted 30% from the previous year. Worse still, he was losing his passion for the company, and those times were very difficult, scary, uncharted, and ruthless. With that came all the wrong styles of leadership. So Tony told himself, look, we took on the mantra, it's on my way. It's my way. It's my way or the highway. Now, many employees did take the highway. Employees began leaving week after week, month after month. The culture infected Tony's management style. He said, I began treating people differently, not caring about what they said at all, nor was I interested in what inspired them. And he admits he was guilty of a dictator-style leadership. We all know that leadership. So Tony was on the wrong path, but humble enough to acknowledge that he had a lot to learn. And that's a good part, that, not knowing that you know everything is a is a humble beginning. So he read a book from Tony Heiss called Delivering Happiness. And it was about the culture developed at Zappos. That was a gold standard in the area of customer service. So Tony credits this work as well as ideas he's picked up from Forbes and other books like The Apple Experience for encouraging him to bold steps to reinvent the company culture. So Tony told his father that he would remain at the company only if he had a complete control as CEO and the opportunity to build a culture that places a premium on happiness. So here's 7 lessons from Roma's chief of WOW. So that's what they called the main person in the business. Tony's main person was chief of WOW. Number 1, maintain a relentless focus on a bold, inspiring vision. Number 2, hire players who believe in the mission. That's an A. Hire A. Players who believe in the mission. 3, create core values. 4, change the space. Change your mindset. 5, create wow moments. 6, improve public speaking skills. That was interesting. More than 30 team members participate in each meeting, and they begin planning more than 50 days ahead. And the core team blocks out an entire week to rehearse for each event. Have fun is number 7. Have fun, deliver happiness, and never settle. These aspects of bringing happiness into the workplace have worked. At the end of the day, the business is lifted up by around 25%. That was after 3 years. And the recruitment costs dropped from around $40,000 a year to $1,200. And that was significant. It was engaging the people, retaining the people, and attracting the people. It's part of what we're all wanting in our businesses. If you want some information on how to do this yourself, reach out. We can give you articles, we can give you strategies like Eat Dirt or the Leadership Team Communications Program. It's not rocket science. It needs to be simple and doable. I hope this short message has encouraged you into the place where you want to learn how to communicate it more effectively with your people and help them to take on the business for you, to free up your time so that you can build the business and create the life that you really want.